Mike the Truth Jackson, back with another edition of Fighters Talk, and today I'm joined by the new Invicta Bantamweight champion, Tonya
Still
Evinger.
raining, still raining.
Well, okay, so for those who don't know, you face what Yana? I don't know how to pronounce her name. I don't want to butcher her last name. I know you don't care because I heard she was talking shit to you.
Yeah, she was. I don't really care what her name is. Uh, yeah, obviously the ref made a mistake, and I think it's something that needed to be addressed anyway in sport. So, it's cool that it happened, and I think it like changed the sport a little bit or opened some eyes and changed the way things are going to be. But sucks it happened on my fight, on my head.
Right. So Invicta 21, you were defending your title, and it seemed like she had an armbar, but it wasn't tight. And for you, you just placed your foot on the face to kind of create space, and the ref kind of stepped in, unknowing the rules, pretty much.
Yeah, no, it was Invicta 20. But, yeah, no, I definitely use that move a lot. I go knee on face, and as soon as I went knee on face, I got my elbow out, and once I'm there, I stand on their face to come out, and I just usually pass and come right down to side control. So, obviously, as soon as I did it, the ref started telling me to take my foot off her face, and I was actually arguing with him during the fight. I was like, this is legal, and then, he stepped around and told me again, and he actually touched me like he was going to pull me off or something, or, like they come and slap your hand off the cage or something. Like, he was like acting like he was going to force me to move. So once he puts his hand on me and stuff, obviously I have to listen. So I did, and the submission's there when you don't have the right defense, and like any submission. So, it happened, and I got armbarred, and it was a shame, and it definitely sucks, and I wanted to win that match and go on, and it definitely sucks because now I got to deal with the hate from all the people that think that I just submitted. They don't understand the concept of what actually happened. So, that sucks. But other than that, it is what it is. And I think the right thing happened, and I got my title back, and we just play it back, and we either rematch or whatever Invicta decides to happen. I'm ready to just go on the next step.
Now, in the process, how before the ref readjusted, how deep was the armbar?
It wasn't deep at all. I mean, obviously you can see from the pictures and everything, as soon as I stood up, foot on the face, like my elbow was out, my arm was turned, her legs weren't even, I mean, she was completely extended. She just couldn't extend no more. Her legs weren't even touching my face at that time. I had complete, like, so much space to get out and stuff. And that makes all the difference. As soon as my foot came off her face, she got that extra 4 or 5 inches she needed to get up past my elbow and lock in the submission. And boy, it hurt. It was fast.
Now, when readjusting, was it the ref readjusting you all to the armbar position, and once they readjusted, it just kind of put yourself in a deeper position?
Yeah, the way it went down is I had the angle sideways, I had stepped out to the side, and she just couldn't bridge up off her head. It's like any kind of basic wrestling. If I take away your bridge and take away your head pressure and everything, that you just can't get a very good bridge. As long as I'm controlling your head and stuff, she can't bridge up higher, and that's exactly what happened. As soon as my foot came off her face, she was able to bridge up on her head, and shoulders came off the mat, and her hips came right up my arm, and there's nothing I could have done about it at that point. I was put right into submission. Obviously, if she would have had a deep armbar, I would have never stood up. The only reason I stood up is because I had my arm out, and I would have just stayed with my knee on her face until I got my arm out and beat her up. I've been doing this sport long enough to know, like, if my arm's caught or not. So it wasn't, and it is what it is. And man, I'm tired of all the shit talking though. Fuck, I want to beat her ass.
Now, I'm hearing, so fight's over. You're obviously disappointed at the results, but it seems that there was some jawing back and forth. Now, from her end, did this come after you and your team had appealed the decision?
Yeah, I kept my mouth shut during the whole issue just because I knew what had happened, but, you never really see anything like overturned like this. So it's kind of a weird situation where I actually challenged the commission, challenged the referee, and I'm sure this stuff happens all the time. So obviously, if it wouldn't have been such a big card and such a big upset, I don't think we would have got the attention to even be able to get it overturned. So definitely after it got overturned, that's when she started running her mouth, and she can say whatever she wants, and her fans can say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, the title's still in my hands, and it was made right, and that's the way sports work. I don't care if you like it or not. That's the way the sports work, and that's why we have rules, and that's why it's a competition, and it's a really important fight for me. Like, I haven't lost in 5 years. It's my 10th win in a row would have been, and you know, my world title is on the line. There's a lot of things on the line for me to lose, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I feel bad for her. Man, that bitch didn't have shit to lose. She was coming in, she had nothing to lose. She got a title fight against me when she hasn't done shit in the sport and hasn't done shit in the U.S. and hasn't done shit in Invictus. So she got a huge step up. And
You mentioned her fans. It seems like we obviously know with social media that people they say things that they would normally not say to your face. They wouldn't say to you in person. Why do you feel her fans attacked you? You know, especially knowing. Look, all you have to do is read. You read the rules. You understand the situation that you two are in. Why do fans attack you?
because I'm good looking, I don't know. I don't know. I think people are just hating, but really, it's like 100% dudes that are hating on me. So, you know, I don't really give a crap what they say. It's like all the people are like, I don't watch the sport and I don't know anything about the rules, but it looked like she lost, and guys are like, but it doesn't matter. She tapped. They just can't understand. They just can't understand it, and I don't think it's that they can't. I just think it's they refuse, and they want to see me lose, and they want to see my title stripped, and I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit what any of them think. You know, I'm just going to argue with them and go about my day and, you know, hold my title and keep winning fights. So just ignorance is all it is.
Now, you mentioned you haven't lost a fight in 5 years. That means you've been in this sport quite a while before, especially from the women's side. The popularity has grown. Do you know what's going to happen with this fight now? Do you know she's going to get a rematch? Are you getting bigger fights now? Do you know what's going to happen?
No, I don't. I actually asked Invicta for a rematch that night, but that was before, you know, obviously we could get the appeal in and everything, and I was really upset, and I knew what had happened. But to me, it's like you're in the ring, and a lot of times you know what's going on, but people outside the ring don't know what's going on. The refs don't see things. The judges don't see things. You know, I walked out of that cage just thinking it was what it was. You know, I lost the fight. There's no way I can get it overturned. You don't see the shit like this overturned. So it was a situation where I just thought there was no return, and I thought I got screwed. So, you know, I asked for a rematch instantly, and you know, Shannon told me that I'd have to wait for her to defend her title and whatnot. But obviously that was before everything got reviewed and got overturned. So, you know, I definitely would take a rematch any day. I think that she's crazy to think that she actually beat me, like, on her own, or to think that she's going to do it again. She won the lottery once, and that was with the help of the referee. And, you know, I just don't see her getting out of a round with me. If it wouldn't have went down like that, I don't see her getting out of that round. You know, I hit her with one elbow, and she already had an egg on her head. I mean, there's no way her face can handle the damage I'm going to do to it. So, hell yes, I'll rematch you. Hell yes.
Hell yes. Now, going back to women's MMA, I don't necessarily want to call it history, but technically it is. History was made recently with the UFC opening up a females featherweight division. First off, before we get into the title fight, what are your thoughts on the UFC bringing in a division that really isn't that deep?
Man, it's deep. You guys don't know it's deep. It's deep. The reason people don't think it's deep is the same as at 125. People don't think these weight classes are deep because these girls have had to move around. They've had to go down to 135. They've had to, like, find other places to fight. They're scattered across the country. I mean, nobody thought 35 was deep enough until he put it in, and then their girls are everywhere. Just there's no light on them. You know what I mean? And I think that you know, Invicta's full. Like, there's a lot of athletes that are signed with Invicta. It's not like they're going out looking for a crazy amount of new talent because they already have a shit ton of girls that are signed right now trying to fight. If UFC comes in and does the same thing they did at 115 and they take the whole weight class, what's going to happen? Invicta's going to get all new girls and all new talent, and new people are going to get signed and seen, and they're going to go to UFC. So, you know, I definitely think it's deep enough, and I don't understand why there's such a big deal about it anyway. They let the girls fight at 45. They're already letting girls fight at 25 when there ain't even a weight class. So I mean, technically, just, I mean,
Well, no, I agree to that extent. I guess the way I look at it, you have the UFC, who's obviously the pinnacle of the sport. The 45ers typically that you're going to see are an Invicta. I think 35 is the optimal weight for like 135, 115 are the two top weight classes for women because that's typically.
because they're the only ones that have opportunity. That's it.
Well, you
Most of
have an
15
opportunity.
pounders are 25 pounders, and people don't know that. Most of the 15s are either 25 or they're 105s, and they're coming up or they're going down, and they have to do. These girls are so unhealthy fighting at 115. It's ridiculous, but that's what they choose. That's the opportunity you have to take it. So I don't think that them weight classes are any deeper than any of the others. I just think that they don't have the opportunity. They haven't been given a spot to fight.
So the UFC implements 145. We're obviously going to see 35ers in the UFC go up, like we were going to see in the title fight. But you're going to see them take a lot of Invicta talent. So do you feel with the 45ers going over to the UFC now, because that's obviously what's going to happen, do you feel that we're going to see like this new crop of 45ers kind of get implemented in the Invicta?
Yeah, I think that's where Invicta stands. They aren't there to. I don't think that they're trying to hold the girls and be the top promotion to keep the girls there in a sense. I think that they are a promotion that is building like talent. They're bringing in girls from all over the world. UFC isn't doing that. UFC's kind of grabbing a hold of what Invicta is showing them, and that's perfectly fine. That's what most other promotions are. They're feeders, or they, are areas for fighters to get in and show their ability and get seen. So, I don't think that. I think Invicta's going to just fill right back up. 115-pound weight class ain't. I mean, it ain't like dead by no means, and UFC came and took the whole weight class. So, I mean, they still got a badass weight class at 115. There's a lot of really good girls there. So, the talent's there. I think we're just going to get rid of the girls that we have already, and then we're going to draw in all the girls from all the other promotions out there that fight 145.
So this is almost a situation where you have so like a college level team. You get these guys, they go off to the league, whether it be NBA, NFL, and you see the freshmen, you see those younger talent, those younger crop of fighters. We're just going to see those people replace the current stock that's going to the UFC.
Yeah, there's a lot of girls out there too that are, in my opinion, are top notch, and they just don't have the opportunity. I mean, I think too you're going to steal the girls from Bellator, which, I mean, really, who cares? Bellator ain't doing nothing for the sport. They aren't. They aren't helping do nothing. They haven't helped try to legalize in any states. They haven't helped try to figure out the weight cuts and the drug testing. Bellator hasn't done shit. And I mean, UFC is the only one really putting any money and any time into making the sport bigger and better. So obviously they're going to draw all the girls, and they're the only ones that are paying top notch for girls. So everybody's going to go.
We know about the featherweight. Now let's talk about the title picture. We have Holly Holm taking on Jermaine. I cannot pronounce her last name. Yeah.
Jermaine Day Radami.
There you go. She's a Dutch fighter. What is your thought on that title picture? We have two fighters. We have Holly coming off two losses. Jermaine, I want to say she is 1-1 in her last two, if I'm not mistaken. You got these two fighting for the inaugural title and not Cyborg.
I have mixed feelings about it, but and it's only on the fact that I think Cyborg is the best at 145. Why she isn't fighting these girls, like only she can answer, and obviously she said it's because of weight cut, but man, you don't rally so much and then you don't take the opportunity given to you. So I kind of don't agree with the decision she's making, but that's her decision to make. I'm just a different fighter. So, I think they're calling her bluff. That's why they're having these girls fight, is exactly what I think is happening. The fact that these two girls are fighting for the title is, God, it's on one hand, it's ridiculous because it's ridiculous. And on the other hand, it's like, really, you see a lot of girls come down and fight at weight classes they shouldn't be at, and they lose. And it's only because they shouldn't be at that weight class. They're either cutting too much weight or it's a different kind of talent. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of girls that would thrive at 145 and didn't do very good at 135, but they're great fighters. So, I guess we'll see. But, I mean, I don't.
What do you see the featherweight, not just the title pictures or anything like that, but just the division in itself? Where do you see it in 2 years?
Oh, just as big as the 35. I do. I just don't see them having the maybe them not having the star power that they had at 135. You know what I mean? So I don't really see anybody really standing out except for Cyborg that anybody's putting promoting into. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of good talent and a lot of cute girls and stuff like that, but I think the girls that they're promoting aren't ready. I don't know. I mean, I think you see girls like Megan Anderson and Charmaine Tweet getting promoted in Invicta and stuff, and they're really pushing them and pushing them. And Charmaine's been around for a long time. Megan's came up, and she's getting a lot of promotion, a lot of hype. And then people are like, oh, fight Cyborg. But I just don't think that it's a smart move for her. I think her career's young. I think she needs to get a little more experience. And why go in and fight Cyborg and lose and get a loss in your record, and it fucks with your record, it fucks with your heart, and then
Starting Cyborg real quick. She's obviously not in the inaugural shot. She's turned down fights. Dana White said she turned down the 2 fights. You talk to Cyborg, she says the reason she turned down those fights was just timing. She felt her last fight at 140, it did some damage to her body, and she's trying to recover from that. She's trying to take the time to, I guess, build her body back up to make the fight at 145. Is that what you say you don't disagree, or you disagree with? Is kind of her excuse?
no, I don't disagree with it because I'm not her and I don't know what she's going through. But I just think it's been a while since she fought, and 8 weeks or 10 weeks is a lot of time to get ready. And I don't know. I don't know what her health situation's at. But me as a fighter, I take every opportunity given to me. Whether it's sometimes I've taken bad opportunities, but I look at the long run and the picture down the road, and I think that it has helped me, and that's why I'm back here where I'm at and have a world title and where I'm in the spot I am right now, because I take these opportunities given to me. I mean, you might only get them once. So I don't know. I think that she's been pushing it so hard, and then to have it given to you and an opportunity given to you, and then you say no, I just think that that's crazy, man. I just think that's crazy. So I don't know. I'd like to see her fight, but I mean, I don't know what is she really waiting on? Like, is she like because these girls are bigger or whatever? But they were fighting at 35, so I don't know I don't know what she's waiting on.
So we have the title fight. First of all, who do you feel wins that fight?
Uh, well, I'd like to say the girl with better ground, but I can't think of either one of them has better ground. I don't know, to be honest. I don't think I've ever watched her main fight because I just never really cared. And Holly, I think, has good striking, but I watched a fight a long time ago about with Jermaine overseas. I think it was a Muay Thai fight or something, and she seems really aggressive, but again, this is MMA, not Muay Thai, so I don't know. I think it's going to come down to whoever has worked on the ground the most is what I think it's going to come down to.
After that, do you feel Cyborg will get the title? She'll get the shot at the belt immediately, or do you feel we may see? I guess there's so many scenarios. We have Ronda coming back. They talking about super fights with that. But do you? Let's say that there is a 45 title shot on the line, no super fights. Do you feel Cyborg gets the first shot?
Yes, yes, I do. I think that they're gonna stir up so much shit, just like they did to get the weight class in, that they're gonna get it. And I think that I think she deserves it. I do. But boy, it sucks for them girls, because I mean, you get the title and then she's gonna come in and take it from you. So, but then again, I mean, like I watched Cyborg fight that Muay Thai fight, and she got whooped on, man. So I mean, who knows? Maybe that's why she doesn't want to take this fight, because both these girls have stand-up and they have reach. Maybe that's what she's worried about. Who knows? That's what I think it is. I don't know.
Last one. Ronda's back.
Oh, God.
Well, there's our answer. Well, first of all, what do you feel? What do you think about her getting the immediate title shot?
It's crap. But, I mean, they're there to sell tickets, so.
And
I
speaking
mean, this girl's going to get a big-ass payday but she should get a big-ass payday. She's the world champion. I just think the only thing that I don't like about the whole situation is promoting it.
That's why you see all the promotion behind Ronda right now, none behind the actual champion. Obviously, you're not a fan of that. I mean, what needs to be? Is it just be off her name? Obviously.
Man, if I was Nunes, I would act a fool. I would act a fool. I would act just like I act in the normal life. like to get some attention, but like, damn, I just don't get it. Like if you really think about it, they haven't promoted a single champion except for Ronda. So Holly Holm, I mean, she's like, you're going to put her up for a title, but you couldn't even promote her as a champion at 135. She's boring. So, I mean, put her at 145 ain't going to draw no attention that weight class anyway. So, and then you got Amanda Nunes. They ain't even trying to. They haven't done nothing on her. I haven't seen a single video about her.
I heard last night, I was on like the Reddit, and someone was like, finally an Amanda Nunes UFC promo. I haven't watched it yet, though.
I haven't seen any of them, but it's a shame. It's a shame, but I mean, it could be her own fault too by being so quiet.
That'd be it. Last one. Favorite moment of 2016? I know of yours that you've taken place in the fight
My
game.
moment of the year, man. It's my moment of the year. Kissing Laura Senko.
That's my moment of the year as well.
I want it.
Why we gonna get it, Laura? We need you. Why the fans? Why did they seem to attack you for that moment? And it seemed Laura enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. Why isn't that all that matters?
Haters.
Haters. Look,
Why you
MMA
got
haters. Stop it. Let them enjoy themselves.
I
Gotta.
think they're just jealous that I take risks and everything. Like, I say what I want to do. I do what I just do crazy shit. I think people are jealous of that. I think people are jealous of everything nowadays. Social media
So
makes it
sensitive.
really easy to, like, just be negative. They get on my page, just tell me how nasty I am. And I'm like, for what? I don't know you. You don't know me. Like, what, you got on here just to say something nasty to me? Like, seriously? Like, doesn't, like, I don't understand it, but they just have no life. Like, they must just be like researching me all day. But at the end of the day, man, I kiss Laura Senko.
There you have it. The Invicta Bantamweight champion, Tonya Evinger. She closed out 2016 still with the title, despite a little controversy. 2017 is going to be a bigger year, and we're looking forward to it. And hopefully we get that call up from Uncle Dana. And we got Cousin Mick in the building. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, Mick ain't the matchmaker for the girls, but
He got a little pull. He got a little pull. He can say, hey, let's go.
I offered to sleep with Mick, and it's obviously it ain't working.
Cousin Mick, let's make this happen.
Come on.